The agonies of the Middle East are felt in Australia too.
So here we have the Israeli government openly calling for genocide.
We have family in Jerusalem, we have family in Bethlehem, and we have family in Lebanon. We believe the Palestinian, like any other, has the right to self-determination and for freedom and to live in dignity and equality. That's why I'm here today.
I'm a Palestinian that's never had the chance to go to her country due to the occupation, and I just want my family to be set free. It's our land, and no one has the right to take it away from us. Free Palestine!
This was a protest against Israel and a decision to display that nation's colours on the Opera House sales.
What's he being arrested for?
An Israel supporter was detained for his own safety, say police.
I've done nothing wrong, mate. I've just done nothing wrong.
This is really unfair, guys.
So do you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to march to the Opera House.
It went downhill from there.
Well, look, I thought it was an appalling protest. I can't believe it went ahead. I condemn the protest. I just thought it was terrible in the circumstances, and most Australians would believe that the circumstances of the killings in Israel over the last 48 hours are unambiguously horrific.
There's no place for anti-Semitism in this country or indeed anywhere else.
We saw an extremely ugly and totally unacceptable display of not only anti-Israel sloganeering, but pure anti-Semitism. That was totally and completely unacceptable.
Fahad Ali was one of the protest organisers.
So what happened last night from a minority of attendees, I think was disgusting. At the very beginning of the protest, one of the chairs of the rally had said, "We ask you to be respectful. We ask you to remember that we have Jewish allies here. We have Palestinian Christians here."
The attacks on Israel have been met by condemnation and, in some places, celebration.
There are atrocities being committed on both sides. It is ultimately the Palestinians that pay the highest price.
This was a Western Sydney Imam, Sheikh Ibrahim Dadoun, on Sunday.
I'm elated! It's a day of courage! It's a day of happiness! It's a day of pride! It's a day of victory! This is the day we've been waiting for!
The Sheikh says his comments were taken out of context, saying, "I have been misquoted and my message has been misrepresented by sections of the media," and that he was referring only to the fact of the Palestinian people breaking the blockade after 16 years of grave suffering.
Our brothers and sisters!
The massacre of civilians is obviously quite terrible, but what we need to keep in mind is that for the people in Gaza who have no escape, who are trapped in what is essentially an open-air prison, breaking through the blockade for them was actually a way for them to guarantee, in a way, their own freedom.
We stand with Palestine!
Fahad Ali says the protests are fuelled by a sense of unfairness. Civilians die on both sides, but there's disproportionate outrage when Israelis are killed.
In 2014, when 2,000 Palestinians were killed by aerial bombardments in the Gaza Strip, there was no uproar from the world. The Opera House wasn't lit up in the colours of the Palestinian flag.
In Gaza, Hamas says it will begin killing hostages in retaliation for the deaths of Palestinians.
Well, it was already pretty bad to begin with, and I don't see how retaliation is going to improve the situation.
The number of hostages and the number of people killed and the deliberate, intentional bestiality and barbarism and slaughter, of course, has changed the dynamics here.
There is one point of agreement. The extremists at the protests don't represent their broader communities.
I think that is a huge disservice to the Palestinian cause and massively disrespectful to organisers like myself who have friends and family in Palestine and want to see an immediate end to the conflict.
They are the fringe of the community. I mean, the overwhelming majority of Australia's communities, including the Arab and Muslim communities in particular of Australia, I think understand what's transpired. I don't think they have much truck with the extremism and the brutality that Hamas represents.